are standing in the way of progress, I'm not tired. I'm just getting started. You can throw whatever you want at me. Keep it coming. We're going to get this done. We're going to get health care done. We're going to get clean energy done. We're going to get climate change done. We're going to fix our schools. We are going to deal with the problems internationally that I was elected to deal with.
Well, there it is. That's the real Obama behind closed doors at a fundraiser in San Francisco, where his base resides. And he's saying he's not tired. He's just getting started. Throw at him what you want. So in addition to bankrupting America by taking a $1 trillion deficit that his predecessor created and turning it into a $3 trillion deficit within the first year, this megalomaniac says he's only getting started. That after he forces socialized medicine down the throats of Americans through political maneuvers that are unheard of, he's then going to go after so-called climate change legislation, which is another lie, another absolute lie, and of the pill-popping lunatic in England, Gordon Brown, that warns that unless everyone signs in the dotted line to a new world order that can take control of your life with regard to climate change, we have only 50 days to save the world, according to the pill-popping Gordon Brown. And by the way, if we do sign on to this climate change rubric, it would cost more than World Wars I and II and the Depression combined. I believe these people are clinically insane, and I believe all of us are in danger of losing our freedoms in our life unless we stand up with the truth and hold a cross up to the vampires of lies, the vampires that are spewing lies, whether it be the White House, whether it be 10 Downing Street, whether it be the Paris, the guy in Paris, the skirt chaser who doesn't know what he's doing, just put someone in a skirt with perfume and the guy loses his mind if he ever had one. The whole West, according to me, one man's opinion, is ruled by an elite that care only about their own personal careers. They could care less about you. You are the peons. Today on the Savage Nation, I have an exclusive interview that not even Fox News was able to get. I don't know that they would even want it. I have a feeling that the 19 with Geert Wilders on the Savage Nation, and we're going to play that interview for you shortly on the Savage Nation. I don't know if you know who he is, but he is a member of Parliament in Holland. He's a libertarian. He believes in independence and freedom, just like our founding fathers did. And because of that, he's been hunted like a dog by radical Islamists who are being protected by the government themselves. That's right. The Dutch member of Parliament, Geert Wilders, just last week won an appeal against Britain's decision to bar his entry to the UK, and he's going to be going there shortly to run a film called Fitna, which is a warning to the West that unless the West comes to understand the dangers of radical Islam, they're going to be taken over. And he compares the fight to the fight that his ancestors had to make against Hitler when Hitler invaded Holland. That's how desperate he says things really are. He will be with us shortly in this interview on the Savage Nation. The phone number is 1-800-449-8255. The website is michaelsavage.com. Many of you are living with your heads in the sand. You don't even know what is going on, or you think that Obama means only well for you and everyone around you. I would remind you that those who do not know their history are condemned to repeat it. And many of you dummies on the left have been duped as the useful idiots you are, a phrase coined by Lenin, I believe. You have been the useful idiots to usher in this international socialist, Barack Hussein Obama, who wants to tell you how to run your life from cradle to grave. I will take your calls now on the Savage Nation. Houston, Texas. Daniel, welcome to the program.
If this bum's just getting started, what's next? A constitutional convention? I've been reading reports online that these Democrats are talking about having a constitutional convention and taking over the world, taking over this country and doing it one
I knew a leftist 30 years ago, another constitutional law professor, never worked a day in his life, a radical leftist. I knew him in the university. He was after a con all of his life, a constitutional convention, to revise the Constitution and turn us into a banana republic. So this is a long-term plan of the Obama School of the Constitution, which is to throw the Constitution out and rewrite it in the image of themselves, Daniel.
I can't.
Thank you for the call. By the way, here's another one. Here's some headlines from my website. Iran threatens to invade Pakistan. Did you hear about this one? There was a bombing against the Iranian Revolutionary Guard over the weekend by a suicide bomber. They got a taste of their own medicine, and they lost 4 top generals. Did you hear this story? You didn't hear it on Puffball, did you? You didn't hear it on any of the Democrat operative shows, did you? No, but you see, apparently our, I don't know who did it, whether it was the Israeli Secret Service, the Pakistani Secret Service, the British Secret Service, or the American Secret CIA. I don't know who did this, but I say, thank God, we're giving them a taste of their own medicine. So now the lunatics in Iran are threatening to invade Pakistan because they got a taste of their own suicide bombing methods. They didn't like it. They lost 4 generals. Here's a domestic story. Barney Frank, you know Barney, man who gave the Fannie Mae Freddie Mac and robbed billions of dollars from our pockets and makes Fannie Mae Freddie Mac. Well, Barney Frank is doing it anyway. Whether you know it or not, still giving it to you. Giving it because he said days of ore. When he meant days of ore, he meant days of ORE, not days of AWE. Barney Frank is still giving up easy money mortgages that you'll have to pay for. That's right. So if you think Barney Frank is true, you're wrong. Barney Frank is just getting started with his good friend Rahm Emanuel. Rahm, step right up here, will you please? I'll be right back.
Savage.